Stop scrolling. This 1-minute video could save your life. If you think you might have mold in your home, watch this video. I'm going to share with you some really important things to help reduce mold in the home. Let's get into it. The first thing is getting your ducts cleaned. This is probably the only thing that's really going to cost a bit of money. I recommend you do it annually. It's a couple $100s, but they come in and they vacuum and clean out the ducts. There is tons of dust and mold spores and other particles and toxins and chemicals that are in the vents that through the summer and winter, whether you have your heater or your air conditioner running, are blowing through your air and you are breathing it in. This saved my life with my son's allergies. Once we cleared it out, his mold issues really cleared up, and he was able to finally breathe better at night without that congestion. So definitely do this every year or at least every 2 years. This one might be annoying, but that is to minimize the plants in your home. No matter what, there is mold in the soil, even if you let them fully dry out before each watering. So just reduce the plants. I used to have over 40 plants in my home, and we did mold testing in each plant, and they were really, really high. So reduce the plants, have a couple, and the ones that you do have, just make sure they are drying out fully before each water, and that will really help. Now, mold always builds up in and around windows, and that's because of condensation. If you have a window that is way too sealed up, you're going to have that condensation. There's nowhere for it to go. But if you also have a window that has a lot of air gaps, that can also lead to mold. So what I recommend doing is making sure your windows are functioning well. At the same time, if you have any kind of heat exchange, if it's from hot to cold, if you're cooking on the stove, if you're showering, just go to any windows in that area and dry them out. If they are dry, there will not be that mold buildup. So just prevent the condensation. Also, open windows. Even in the winter, here and there, we open up the windows to get that ventilation. You need airflow to minimize mold. So keep some windows open, and that should really help keeping that whole area dry. This next thing is a non-negotiable in my opinion. That is a dehumidifier. Have one in the basement, have one upstairs. This will keep your air really, really dry. You will be shocked at how much water you're dumping out of this thing and how much it's pulling from the home, especially if you have a wet basement. And speaking of wet basements, if there is water in your basement, which most people will have some water coming up through the concrete, you are going to have mold buildup. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be there. So have a dehumidifier. It will constantly be pulling moisture out of the air. Mold cannot thrive without moisture, period. So having that airflow and that moisture coming out will save you so much. The last thing is mold always grows in the washer, in the door of the washing machine, especially if you have a front loader right underneath that seal. So if you're washing back to back, you don't need to dry it. But once you're done for the day, don't let water sit in that seal overnight. Come in there with a paper towel and dry it out fully. This will minimize the buildup of mold because remember, it's dark in there when the door is shut and there's water. It's a perfect environment for mold to thrive. And the same goes for the fridge. The fridge always has mold in that rubber seal. Ours did too. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get some paper towel, dry it out, make sure it's nice and dry, and then you're gonna get some tea tree essential oil, put it on the paper towel and dry it, like wipe it all along the seal. Tea tree is mold preventive, so it will prevent mold from building up, and do this like once a week. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you like it and want a part 2, give this video a thumbs up and comment below what you do to prevent mold or minimize mold, or comment below if you learned something new or have any questions.